streaming on Facebook Live. And obviously, I'm not Libby Hunt. She is out this week. She is actually at the LA premiere for her film Bomb City, so I am filling in. We have a lot to discuss today. We're going to be talking about the South Asian Film Festival. We have a couple of those filmmakers in the studio today that I'm very, very much looking forward to interviewing. So without wasting any more time, I'll go to interview our guests, and I want to apologize in advance if I say your names wrong. We practiced a little bit before, so let me see if I got it right. Suchitra Pillai? Is that close enough?
That's very close, yes.
Good. And Ali Khan?
Well done, Kevin. I'm impressed. Right. Well done.
Well, you know, I mean, even a broken clock's right twice a day, so I get lucky every once in a while. So you guys are both involved in the film The Valley, which we'll talk first, and then Suchitra, you are just with Dance Like a Man is your film.
That's right.
And
That's Cine Play with Hotstar, yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so starting off on The Valley, before we get too much into the film and the project itself, can you just give our audience a bit of background on how you guys got involved in this and what inspired you to make this film?
Okay, so the film's directed and written by Sayla Kariath. She's from California, so she's not here with us at the moment, but she's written and directed it. We shot in Los Altos. The entire film was shot in a 21-day schedule, entirely in 21 days, and it's turned out really nice. It's something. It's a movie that deals with the very sensitive topic of teenage depression, but in a very beautiful way. It tells the story of the family, wherein we are the parents. Ali and me are the parents of two girls, of which one of the girls, the younger girl, commits suicide, and then it's the father's search for why this whole thing actually happened, and in amongst that, it's how we all blame ourselves for it happening. You know, we're part of Silicon Valley, and he's a Silicon Valley giant, and he has no time for the family, blah blah blah. And so yeah, it's a sensitive movie, but one that definitely needs to be out there because it's something that's so prevalent, not only in America but all across the world, and people need to talk about it, which is why we're really happy that this has come out and it's doing pretty well, touch wood, in the festivals.
No, it's a great project. I think that's something that needs to be addressed more and more. It's an issue that's been swept under the rug kind of for too long.
Absolutely.
So it's sort of a coming-of-age piece that addresses these issues that people don't really want to talk about when it comes to depression in young people. Okay, very cool. So what is this your first film? Have you done other ones before?
I've been in the industry for 25 years, in India and otherwise, and so this is definitely not my first film. It's my second American film. I did one with 20th Century Fox last year, a film called The Other Side of the Door, but Valley is really close to my heart because it's the one that's got me my two big awards. I won Best Actress at the Long Island International Film Festival and Milan as well. So it's great to work with Ali, who I've known for forever.
Yes. How did you come to be involved in this project?
Yeah, through the normal way, Kevin. We're jobbing actors when their parts out there go through agents, and because I have representation in various parts of the world, I think this came through my Canadian, through characters, my agent in Toronto. Self-taped, sent it up. Sayla really liked it, got in touch with me. I then suggested an Indian casting agent who found Suchitra.
Yeah.
And the process went on. But what's actually pertinent about The Valley in today's day and age, I was actually looking at my phone the other day, I got lots of WhatsApps, and you see this thin man and you see this giant big telly, big old box, right? And then you cut to 10 years later and you see this big fat man in a thin telly.
Gotcha.
and then you see a landline and this really happy, benevolent family gathered around this landline, and people are screaming from, hello, can you hear me? Yada, yada, yada.
Sure.
And there was a lot of joy and happiness and love in that one gathering, and people waited a week to call. It was expensive. You put coins into a phone box. Now it's just the other way around. Everyone's got this instrument right in their hand, but there's actually no communication.
Screen time versus face time, seriously.
So, it deals with all of these very relevant issues, and also the issues of, as time goes by and human beings, especially people like us who've come from very middle-class backgrounds, as we've grown and done well for ourselves, we obviously try and give our children the best we can.
Right.
Is that too much? Is that too little? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? It challenges all of these kind of questions.
And it's somewhat of a social commentary on how the digital age, we're sort of boxing ourselves out.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah. And how, we don't have time anymore for the family. And it's shown beautifully with like his character especially, because he thinks he's doing the best that he can, and for him, making the money for the family, seeing that they're happy and getting the best education, and the wife's happy doing her thing, whatever,
He's doing his job.
He's doing his job, and
Yeah.
he thinks that's it. But that wasn't enough, right? When we're talking about relationships within the family,
Sure.
that really wasn't enough. And it comes out in this way, where the young girl commits suicide, and then he wants to know why it actually happened. And so it's his search. So it keeps going from present day to past, into flashbacks, the whole story, the movie, to show how it all kind of
And
came
also,
about.
as young parents, I think it's something that we both can identify with.
Yes.
She's got a 11-year-old, 10-year-old
10
daughter.
year,
I've
yeah.
got 2 young kids. So obviously, it's something to be extremely aware of, because there isn't that much of a difference between real and real.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, as a jobbing actor, again, I sometimes sit back and wonder, so I've got plenty of cash in the bank, and I do gig after gig after gig that puts more cash in the bank. How relevant is that compared to the time I'm missing out with the family?
Right. Yeah.
So I guess it's a fine balance, and you have to kind of juxtaposition that correctly.
Well, it sounds like a great story. Can you tell us, I know this festival started last night. Can you let everybody know when and how they can see the film?
So
There's a guy called Jitin Hingorani. Jingo Media, man.
Jingo Media, who we all love. And yes, tomorrow evening, 6:30 is our film.
Saturday evening, 5 p.m.
5 p.m. Sorry, 5 p.m. is the Valley.
Which is the 10th of February, I believe.
Yeah, 10th of February at the AMC.
And for more information, you can always visit dfwsaff.com. That's dfwsaff, SAFF for South Asian Film Festival. And we have a few minutes left. Before we go, I want to discuss your other film, Dance Like a Man. A
Yes.
very interesting title. Can you explain to me what that means?
Okay, so this is now the Cine Play version on Hotstar, at the festival. It's a play that I've been doing for over 20 years. We've done over 560 shows across the world. And
Wow.
And it's the same 4 people still doing shows 20 years later.
So you're very busy.
Well, since we performed it all across the world, we don't have too many shows anymore. But
To say she's grown into the part would be an understatement.
She is the part.
So it's a wonderful, wonderful play written by a playwright called Mahesh Tatani from India. And Lilette Dubey is the director of this play. And there's 4 of us. There's Lilette, there's me, Joyce and Gupta and Vijay Krishna, who are in the play. And then Hotstar came up with this. We were the first play to be shot as a cine play. Dance Like a Man was the first play. And we were really grateful to, something like this happening, because it's a wonderful way to show people who haven't managed to see a play, and the way they've shot it is, a 3-camera setup and proper lights and the set and everything is exactly like how it is on stage.
That's very cool,
but,
yeah.
But it's like a movie as well.
Yes.
Dance
So you
Like
can
a-
get that experience in just a
Absolutely.
theater,
And
a movie theater.
Yeah, and sitting wherever you are on your phone, you get onto Hotstar and you can watch it. So you're still part of that show. It's a wonderful play about 2 generations of classical Indian dancers, Bharatanatyam dancers. I play a double role. It's as far as theatre goes, I think it's one of my best pieces. I would have to say, 25 years into the business.
We definitely had time to practice it and hone that role. So that's
and
good.
it's a fantastic storyline. There's drama, there's a lot of comedy, but it's something that's really hard hitting, and it could be happening to any family in the world, anywhere, if you actually look at the crux of the story. It's about ambition, it's about cutthroat ambition, it's about living your unfulfilled dreams through your children. When too much ambition can be bad for you.
Sure.
All of that comes out in this play. It's very powerful, and it's on today. That's the 9th evening at 6:30 at the AMC.
All right, well, you definitely put enough work into it, so it definitely needs to be seen.
It needs to be seen for sure.
And for this one, you can also go to the same website and get more information.
Hotstar, yes, you can watch it on Hotstar, and you can go to the same website of
DWF SAFF, that's it.
And SAFF. You can go on there and you can get more information about that too.
Fantastic. Well, we do have to take a break, but it was fantastic to have you guys in here. So, Chitra, Ali, I hope I said your names all right.
You said it right.
Thank you so much for coming in. Definitely go check out DFWSAFF to see more about these fantastic films, and we'll be right back after this quick break. You are listening to Libby's Movie Hunt.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Libby's Movie Movie Hunt. We are talking the South Asian Film Fest today. We will get to some other movies later, but for right now we're going to interview two more filmmakers, or filmmaker and actress. First, Priyanka Bose. You may have recognized her from the 2016 film Lion. Then we also have Arshad Khan, who is here to discuss Abu, which is a documentary. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so I'm going to kind of make this a dealer's choice. What do you guys want to discuss first?
Devi.
All right, we'll go with Devi first.
Okay.
All right, so Priyanka, I mean, people here we recognize you from the silver screen, of course. And can you tell us how you got into acting and what your role is in this film?
So how I got into acting is long story, but make it to your time. But, always short of like really getting the training as an actor, whether, it was a long possible dream, but it's a dream nonetheless. So
sure.
Basically I was waiting for everything to align where it would be the right time for doing the work that I really want to put out there. And that's how it went.
So how did you get involved in Devi?
So Devi is brought to me by this NYU student called Karishma Dev Dubey, who's also a friend, but more importantly that we have this working relationship. But she got me this script and I'm like, and it's interesting, I understand where it comes from because we both grew up in Delhi and, I understood the decadence of the lifestyle we actually have, and we had that one thing in common. We are all raised by nannies, and to the extent that they become like a part of our family, and we remember the way they smell. But Devi is about, it just so happens there's this, the question of sexuality in the film, but it's got nothing to do with it. But she wanted to explore the class system that we actually grew up in India, and we're really privileged to have these people, raise us, feed us, their blood, sweat, make our homes actually. But when there's time to actually let that go for a very important decision in our lives, very entitled lives, we are ready to let that cord, cut as if, that part of our lives did not exist at all. So they're like the faceless of the society, but at the same time Devi explores that decadence a little bit. And so I was very interested to explore that with her. And sexuality just happens to be something which is, imbibed in the story in a very seamless, sublime way, I would say.
Okay, so with that kind of foundation, can you give us kind of a closer look at the story or the narrative base of the film?
If you want me to tell you the base of the film?
Yes, just kind of take us through
So
the
basically,
story.
Devi is, the maid in the household, and her relationship with the mother and the daughter, and how she basically, manages, or, in her nurturing way, because she's nurturing the entire household. So she knows the mother a certain way, the daughter a certain way, and then when it comes to the daughter's, metamorphosis into the next level, she also becomes a part of that. But and this has to do with her sexuality, the daughter's sexuality, where when the mother is confronted by that, she's happy to let Devi go,
right.
Even though she becomes like a catalyst for many things in that life. Yeah.
So it sounds like a powerful story. It really packs a lot of emotional heft.
It is, and the power is in the emotions actually, because it's so seamless. You'll only get to experience it once you watch it, and you'll see the relevance of what I'm talking about. And it's very sublime. It's not proving a point or anything, but it's just like really simply put, and that's what I really liked about the script and where it comes from, and especially working with students, it's great because they're fresh off the boat and
Sure.
They have so much energy, and you get perspective because with a veteran, sometimes they depend on your skills, so it's like there's no time for any other bullshit, really. So they depend on your skills. But with students, what I always feel with someone like Karishma, at least, what happens is because she has this new age perspective, so for me to actually indulge in that kind of narrative and to question all those things even for myself, and it just broadens my my area of expertise in that sense, I guess.
Well, I think that's great, and very good to pick a story that kind of speaks to you.
Yeah.
Can you tell our audience how they can see the film?
They can watch it here. I mean, tomorrow it's showing at the LGBTQ programming. So if you're really lucky, I mean, we're going sold out, but if you're really lucky, please come and watch. There's some really fine short films and documentary tomorrow, and they have a good lineup. Yeah. Okay,
and I believe that you cannot get tickets online now, correct? So if you get more information at dfwsaff.com, but tickets are available at the door. All right, fantastic. Real quick, we got a couple of minutes left. Tell us about Abu.
Actually, I just wanted to say a couple of things about Devi, just to add to that, because Devi is a stunning film, and I didn't even realize that it was a New York University graduates film, because it would pass the Bechdel test with flying colors. It's about, because the Bechdel test is a test about how that this filmmaker created about if a film is about women by women and they're not talking about men. Mm-hmm. So that's very, very, very beautiful about the film, and it's got three really strong performances, and the director is also acting in the film. I believe.
No, actually.
She looks like her, though.
Yeah,
oh my God,
so
okay,
it looks like we're all in the family. Like,
but it's amazing.
Yeah, but
you never see that kind of a story. But the intimacy of a housemaid, that it comes out so beautifully in the film. And the film just takes you literally into South Asia, India, Pakistan, and you can totally see this, how the class works in the system. Because we live in the West, we don't realize how dehumanizing it is that you keep separate cups for your servants.
Yes.
Call them servants.
Yeah.
And here it's like this film is very educational for a Western audience, but also it's beautifully made, incredibly performed.
Oh, that's so sweet.
But it really leaves you feeling like, oh, you need to see more, because there's actually a feature film here. And I think
that's what she's done, and I feel like this is a conversation I had with her. I'm so sorry I'm taking your time, but really quick, she has a feature film
this
script
film
ready.
deserves,
but I also told her that once you make like a good short, I don't know if you want to indulge in a full feature, because it's a good short.
That's a good thing about a good short, is that it leaves you wanting a lot more.
I
think Devi's brilliant. I think the whole lineup of the LGBTQ programming, including Sisak and other films, are outstanding, and everyone should come and watch
Speak
them.
about Abu. I'm curious
I think
about
it says
you.
a lot about the movie that Arshad will take all this time to discuss.
I know, Devi,
that's a very good endorsement. So real quick, if you can, just tell us about the documentary.
My name is Arshad Khan, and I am the director, producer, writer, and subject of the film Abu. Abu is a film about a gay son's struggle with a very devout Pakistani Muslim father. It's about migration. My father was a refugee from India to Pakistan after 1947, and then we moved to Canada as a family together in the late 80s. So I'm using, we were one of the first families in Pakistan, in Islamabad in 1981 to get a VHS movie camera. So I'm using all these VHS archives, and my family is really well documented. Yeah, obscenely well documented. So I'm using all those VHS archives and mini DV, high 8, flip cam, all these footages along with Bollywood and Hollywood clips and animation to tell a story about reconciliation between India, Pakistan, between father, son, family, between gay, straight, and it's really a universal, in the true sense, a universal story, but it's really a story about humanity and really what brings people together, and at its heart it's a story about love. So I encourage people to bring their parents or bring their kids or the kids in their life if they're over 8-9 years old, because the film does deal with a lot of sensitive subject matter such as childhood sexual abuse. But I think these things are really getting into the public eye now with the Me Too movement, with the
very culturally significant.
Yeah, and it's really important with these times, with the with the awareness we're raising about sexuality and sexual abuse, as well as the trials and tribulations that women face, people of color face, LGBTQI people face. But anyway, my film is really quite entertaining, quite funny, and I hope you come tomorrow night and enjoy it at the Dallas South Asian Film Festival.
Yes, I'm looking forward to both of them. I think it's great that you guys both pick something that's very personal to you. I think it always helps. It makes any project better when you have that kind of investment into it. So
Yeah.
I thank you very much for coming on and sharing it. For more information, go to dfwsaff.com. That's South Asian Film Festival, dfwsaff.com. You cannot get tickets online now, but they are still available at the door, so make sure you get yours this weekend and go check out these amazing films. Guys, thank you so much for coming in. It was absolutely fantastic having you here.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for having us.
All right, and we'll be right back on Libby's Movie Hunt. We're going to be reviewing The Cloverfield Paradox, talking about some other movies as well. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Libby's Movie Hunt. I am your host, Kevin Yee, filling in for Libby. She is in L.A. this week for the Bomb City premiere. Very exciting. I wish I could be there as well, but there's nowhere I'd rather be than right here talking movies with you guys. I have my mom filling in for us today. We have a few films to talk about. I want to discuss The Cloverfield Paradox, and then we're going to talk Ladybird as well. So, Mom, thanks for coming in as always.
Thank you, Kevin E.
Seems like we've had you here a lot lately.
I know, I love it.
Yeah, it's
fun.
Great. Even though it would be fun if we were at, in LA watching Bomb City. I would definitely
Oh,
enjoy seeing that.
yeah, that
again.
would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
I'll be there Sunday, but I'm not going to be there in time for Bomb City.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're going to be close.
That's right.
It's a bummer. So first off today, I want to talk the Cloverfield Paradox, because this is something that no one saw coming. It's like a big thing J.J. Abrams likes to do, to
Yeah.
have a film be a secret until it's ready to be released. So nobody knew that there was a Cloverfield 2 coming out until he released a trailer for 10 Cloverfield Lane. Everyone was like, how does this movie get made, without anybody hearing or knowing anything about it? And it was a big phenomenon. So they decided to up the ante with this one, where they produced and made it and revealed that it was coming out and released it on the same day, not even in a theater, but on Netflix, to where as soon as you saw the very first trailer, you could pretty much immediately log on and see the film. It was actually available right following the Super Bowl, and that's how they let people know about it, which was a really cool move. That made me really excited about this.
Yeah.
It's very innovative,
remember.
very gutsy, and I saw that trailer and was like, wow, this is awesome. I just been reading about the new Cloverfield the other day, hoping there was a new one coming out. And so that night after Super Bowl Sunday, I went home and watched this film full length, all the way through. Very excited about it. And without wasting too much time, the idea of this whole thing about making a movie and then releasing it at the same time is much cooler than the actual film itself. It takes place in, as you know, there's sort of an anthology series that they're all a different story, but they take place kind of in the same universe. This one is about a space station where these people are using a particle enhancer thing. They're building it. They have to fire it in space to test it. It goes wrong. They lose Earth. They completely disappear and end up creating a parallel time paradox dimension thing. And all in the end, they throw in that it's kind of related to Cloverfield. And it's not good as a Cloverfield movie. It's not good as a sci-fi film. It overall pretty much flops on every single level. As a Cloverfield film, as a sci-fi film, as a monster movie, it doesn't know what it wants to be, and it succeeds at nothing. It has a couple of creepy parts. There's a good body horror section of the film where they find a woman in the wall with wires all through. That was really creepy and cool. And then one guy's severed arm comes out of the wall and is crawling around. Like little things like that are cool. It has some cool ideas. It has some stuff that's fun. But it isn't satisfying, especially with the quality control they'd had with the first two films. In 2008, the mockumentary found footage Cloverfield was a huge hit. 10 Cloverfield Lane with John Goodman, even bigger hit with critics. People loved it. And then this one, which was straight to Netflix, and it feels like it's straight to Netflix. It feels like it's a sci-fi original budget, not a J.J. Abrams movie budget, and it's just not good. I'm bummed. I was really looking forward to it, and it's no good. They already have finished filming Cloverfield 4, so hopefully that one is a little more exciting.
They've already finished filming Cloverfield 4. Mm-hmm. I'm so sad that you were disappointed. You were really psyched about it. You know, and it's your kind of movie, Kev.
It is.
Sci-fi horror.
And
it wasn't Alien.
No, and it's kind of a phenomenon that I was able to sit there watching the movie and was able to continually refresh Rotten Tomatoes, and it was just constantly changing.
Really?
Reviews were pouring in because it had just come out, so every critic and website was dying to get a review out there. So I was able to just kind of see it changing. At first, it was real high, it was real low, and then I think right now it's about 17% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think it has like a 4.2 out of 10 IMDb audience base. and it's terrible. And I could tell some of them were really high, and the movie wasn't even over. There's no way they could have had a chance to see the movie yet. I think they'd seen the first half hour, which is actually very promising, and said, "This is great," and went ahead and put in a positive review.
They had to put it in before they saw that.
And then people who are finishing
it sounds like the stock market this week. But but I'm thinking, so it went up, started high.
Yeah,
then
it started
low.
high. Yeah, it started with a
And then
9
it
point
creeped back
something
up?
on IMDb and an 80 something on it. Yeah, and then it creeped up, and then it's all dropped now. So kind of a bummer.
Oh, that is a bummer. I know you liked the second one.
I liked
10
all of them. The first
Cloverfield
two.
Lane. That's the one where it's creepy and they're in that underground.
Yes, and I'm not gonna. As much as I was disappointed by this, I'm not going to call it bag full of kernels because there are definitely moments of entertainment in this. Some of the sci-fi horror does work occasionally. It can be creepy, almost in an Event Horizon type way, but not pulling it off as much because the set looks like an abandoned set from Star Trek Enterprise, like circa 2001 or something. It's not very good costuming.
That's a low blow.
Yeah, but no, there are cool parts, and parts that are cheesy and enjoyable, even when they throw in your Cloverfield elements. I enjoyed that part, but it just felt very lazy.
What if you had seen it at the movies and paid $10.50 to see it? Would you have given it a bag full of kernels?
I would have been even more disappointed, I think.
That's what I'm thinking.
But I don't know. I mean, I think
you're
it's
being nice because you didn't have to pay for it.
I think it's pretty solidly half popped. I'm going to say
half pop. So
sorry, I put it. It's in front of you. There we go. All right, so yeah, I'm not going to go full bag full of kernels, but it's not good.
So what about the next one?
Well, nobody knows anything about it, so that's just how they go.
Now, will it be a different, how they did the three of them are nothing alike. So this will be a different thing, but have the Cloverfield name, which I think is...
They're all a different thing, but have the Cloverfield name.
It's confusing to old folks like me. Like, wait a minute, isn't this a sequel? No.
Well, a lot of people were excited about it, but I say don't get too excited because it's not great.
Okay.
All right, so
I'm sorry to hear that.
We can move on to Ladybird. Ladybird has had a lot more buzz, so maybe you have something better to tell us about that.
I'm sorry that I'm reviewing, and I know that Libby and you have already done that, but
I have not seen this one yet. So
you haven't seen this. I went to see it last weekend. I hate to say this, and I'll probably get Rotten Tomatoes thrown at me for this. I was a little disappointed. I think because there was so much hype about it. And what did it get on Rotten? Like 99? It was. I went in there thinking this is going to be a great movie. I don't know. I just this Saoirse Ronan, she's great. I saw her in Brooklyn. She's really a good actress. She seems very young.
Yeah, 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, based on 228 critic reviews.
She was very good. It's a good movie. Laurie Metcalf, of course, solid. I just thought it was kind of a, coming of age teenage girl with a difficult mother and a sweet dad.
A by the numbers quirky film, kind of.
A little bit, yeah. But it was entertaining and it was good. And Dad was kind of,
not blown away either.
But it was a good movie. I would say it was worth the price of the admission.
I thought you were going to go half popped on this.
No. I don't think I'm going to go Oscar worthy, but I'm not going to go.
All right, so you're going to say it's popcorn worthy.
I'm going to say popcorn worthy.
There, I'm not cutting off your head this time. I fixed it, don't worry. All right, so now that we've got everything that's new out of the way, there are a couple of new things that are out that are streaming that are good to check out. It's crazy now how fast movies are available on digital that you can rent. I've already rented Baby Driver and watched that. I recommend people go and check it out because I think that's a film that kind of got snubbed. I don't think it got any nominations, not even for soundtrack or anything. And
I don't think it did. Jonathan, your brother, liked it too.
I thought it was great. You have not seen that one yet?
Mm-mm.
All right. Well,
he's getting really frustrated with me that I haven't seen that yet.
Well, top streaming right now on films to check out that's listed online is the Cloverfield Paradox. Don't waste your time with that one, I can tell you. Unless you're just, if you're a Cloverfield fan, you owe it to yourself to at least see it so that you've, viewed every entry in the franchise. But I just don't go in expecting to see something that's the quality of Cloverfield or 10 Cloverfield Lane. And A Bad Mom's Christmas now streaming, also horrible reviews. Libby and I did not like it, 29%, but Only the Brave, 88% now streaming. You may want to go and check that out. It's about the firefighters with Josh Brolin and Based on a true story.
Yeah.
The guys who jumped from the helicopters into the smoke and fought these fires and whatnot. It's supposed to be really good, uplifting, true story type thing. So I think that's worth checking out. I have not seen it yet. Anything that you can recommend?
Well, you know, Clint Eastwood's thing's coming out. The one about the U.S. soldiers that saved the train in France.
Yeah, and it's I don't think there's any
and were injured in the process. They were great guys. It really sounds like a good story. I'm hoping people will give it a chance.
You're not a little bit reluctant leery of the fact that it stars just real guys and not the actual actors? Because I don't think real people are that good at portraying themselves. I mean, I don't know.
But it's intriguing.
Yeah.
You know, and I just like to see it out of deference to Clint Eastwood. He's done some great stuff. I mean, he has a pretty good
He has a great track record, but
he does, and I like him.
1517 in Paris opens today. Therefore, the review embargo has been lifted, and it currently holds a 22% on Rotten Tomatoes. So, I mean, much like Cloverfield, that's not what anyone was expecting. I mean, a Cloverfield movie and an Eastwood movie are usually well received, so that's a bummer. I mean, when was the last time you had a movie that was rotten like that?
That's really sad.
What was his last one? Sully? And that was huge.
Did Sully do well?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I wonder if his politics hurt him at all, you know, in
You'd
Hollywood.
think so, without that, yeah.
Yeah. We did see Sully, yes, and it was pretty good, yeah.
It was okay.
But
It's kind of just what Tom Hanks does now.
Yeah, the last one he did, I think that Clint did, was the Gran Torino that was worth talking about.
And that's over 10 years old now, I think.
Is it 10 years old?
I think it's pretty old.
It's I think that was a terrific movie.
Oh, we've actually gone a little over on time real quick. Anything else that you can think to mention? Anything going on?
Nothing I can think of, Kev.
Anything else you recommend for people to watch at home?
Well, Olympics are starting tonight.
Oh, that's true. It's going to be hard to compete with that.
So I'd have to say, come on, guys. Watch the Olympics.
It's going to be hard to compete with that.
Let's show some team
support the
here.
U.S.
Absolutely.
Go, watch the Olympics. I agree. Well, thank you so much for coming in. I also want to say thank you to the South Asian Film Festival. For more information on that, you can go to dfwsaff.com. That's South Asian Film Festival. Be sure to check that out.
Oh, Bomb City.
Oh, Bomb City, of course.
Thank you, Libby, and loved it.
It's available now. Definitely go get that. Grab it off iTunes. It's thoroughly entertaining. It's just a
very
emotional roller coaster. Very, very good. Make sure you check that out.
It's an important movie.
It is a very important movie, especially for us Texans. So please go and check that out. And that's all the time we have. Thank you so much, Mom, for coming in. And sorry we didn't have as much time as usual.
Me too, but it's still fun. Thank you, Kev. Thanks, Libby.
Thank you. We'll have more to talk about next week with Libby, Friday at 3 o'clock. We'll see you then.